Today we're going to talk about a famous riddle. The question is, you're standing in front of two identical doors. One leads to heaven, the other to hell. There is an angel and a devil, and they look identical. The angel always tells the truth, and the devil always lies. You can ask one question, and you want to know which door is the door to heaven. Take some time to pause and have a think about how to approach this, and then I'll show you the standard solution in a moment. The standard solution to this question is that you ask one of the either angel or devil the following question. Which door would the other person tell me is the door to heaven? The answer they give you will be the door to hell. And again, take a moment to pause and have a think why. And then we're going to really go through a rigorous mathematical explanation of why this works, and actually have a think about whether there's a better question that we could have asked. So we're going to come up with some theory behind this solution, and the first thing that we need to do is to come up with some mathematical definitions. We assume the angel or devil will indicate the answer by pointing at the door, just for simplicity. And 0 represents pointing to the door to hell, 1 represents pointing to the door to heaven. Now we define two mathematical functions, the first one being for the angel. So the angel, if the correct answer is the door to hell, will actually point to the door to hell. And if the correct answer is the door to heaven, the angel will point to heaven. So A is the angel function, and then we'll also have the devil function, and the devil will always point the opposite way. So if they should be pointing to hell, then the devil will point to heaven. And if the devil should be pointing to heaven, it will point to hell. And you will notice that the devil function is a logical negation, and that's going to be really important. So our strategy for solving this problem is that we need to ask a question regarding which door is the door to heaven. And we also need to be sure that our question's answer is independent of whether we ask the angel or the devil. And that's pretty obvious because we don't know who we're asking. So if it depends on who we're asking, then we're not going to know who we asked, and so we're not going to know whether the answer is right or wrong. Now, the next thing we're going to do is show you some different questions you could ask and how you can represent them mathematically. If you want, take a moment to pause and have a think for yourself first. So the first question we can ask is, which is the door to heaven? And that's question 1. Now if we ask that question to the angel, the mathematical representation is angel of 1, because the correct answer is 1, so we input that to the angel function, and the output will be 1. If we'd asked it to the devil, then we would have taken the devil of 1, which would be 0. And so the answer is dependent on who we ask, meaning it's not independent, and therefore we don't actually know which door is being pointed at. The second question we could ask is, which door would the other one tell me is the door to heaven? If we ask that to the angel, then the angel tells you which one the devil would tell you is the door to heaven. And the devil of the door to heaven, or the devil of 1, will be 0, and then the angel of 0 will be 0. If we'd asked that same question to the devil, that would correspond to taking the devil of angel of 1, meaning that we first work out the angel of 1, which is which door the angel would say is the door to heaven, and that would still be the door to heaven. Then we take the devil of that, which would then be the door to hell. So the devil of the angel of 1 is the devil of 1, which is 0. And so we can see that regardless of who we ask, the output is 0, meaning that regardless of who we ask, they are going to be pointing at the door to hell. This is actually the solution that is standard and is used by most people, but question 3 is another way that we can get a perfectly good solution. So question 3 says, which door would you tell me is the door to heaven? And so if you ask that question to the angel, you just get the angel of 1, which is the angel of 1, which is 1. If you ask that to the devil, you get the devil of 1, which is the devil of 0, which is 1. So again, regardless of who you ask the question to, the answer is going to be the same. And in this case, the answer is 1, meaning that they will be pointing to the gate to heaven. Now I think that question 3 is in some ways slightly better answer than question 2, because first of all, it does not rely on the devil knowing that the angel is an angel, or the angel knowing that the devil is a devil. And it also gets them to point to the gate that we actually want to take, which is the gate to heaven. So, in general, it's possible to ask a wide variety of questions, and any question whose mathematical interpretation is guaranteed to have an even number of angel functions composed with an even number of devil functions. So for example, it could be the angel of the angel of the devil, and that has 2 angels and 2 devils. Or it could be the angel of the devil of the angel, that still has 2 angels, 2 devils. And so any question you ask whose mathematical interpretation will have an even number of angel functions composed with an even number of devil functions is guaranteed to give you an answer that's independent of who you ask, because regardless of who you ask, the angel function is not going to change anything, and you have guaranteed that you're going to have an even number of devils composed. And if you have an even number of devils composed, then they're going to negate the output, so they're going to negate 1 an even number of times, and that means that the final output is going to be 1. I hope this was interesting, and please subscribe. Thank you very much.